Hey everyone, Pat Gillette here from Dragonfly Art Studio. I just want to say that I had an experience this last Wednesday that where art really moved me from a very dark place and into the light, and that's what I've been saying all along. You know, doing art moves you from these sad places, these places where you feel stuck, and it starts to get you out of that and moves your energy. You know, when these things happen, it happens because you are reacting to the world. You know, you're reacting to the world, you're giving the world some power over you, and the world is like this sensational place that's trying to grab your energy. It's almost like vampire energy, you know? And you have to resist this, because if you let the world have you react to it, you are resisting life, you know? You have to take your life back. You have to get your power back. You have to move away from the world out there and all its craziness, because there's nothing you can do, you know, really. And you move into your inner art landscape. And this is where your power lies. And this is where everything changes when you do this. We are here to grow, to have adventures, to love people, to have joy and happiness in our life. That's our whole purpose here. It's not to get involved in the drama. It's not to be sucked away by anything. It's not to keep ourselves down, you know. It's a choice. It's a choice, and you need to step away from that world and into your own art world. It's what you always know what you need. You know what makes you happy, you know. And you have to be strong enough to step away from all that stickiness out there, you know, and enter your art world. You create your own world of art that way. And this changes everything. You don't let life control you anymore. You don't let life just happen to you. You take control over what you do, how you feel. You take responsibility for yourself. You do art, and that's choosing life when you do art. And that's why I want to encourage all of you to come back to doing art. It moves your energy. It helps you go forward. You get unstuck. You get back your power. You create your world. This is what happened this last week. I took all that energy and I made this painting called The Tempest. And really, I just had the palette I had out, and this painting literally painted itself. I don't even know how it came about. I had no idea, no real plan in mind, but I put all my energy into this painting, and it happened quickly, you know, it came together fast. And people who see this are telling me they can feel the energy here, you know. They can feel the power of it. And it's really pretty incredible, because when I did step away and look at it after I did all these painting and strokes and everything, when I stopped to take a step back, I surprised myself. It was like done. It was complete. And it just was, I felt much lighter for it. It's as though I took all that energy, put it into this painting, and now I can move forward again, you know. So I want this for you, you know. I want art to be kind of a savior for you, to help you find your way, to help you get your power back and your control, to not get sucked into all the stuff of the world. You step away from thinking and you come into your feelings, you come into your intuition, and that's what Dragonfly is all about. So 3 more days for the lowest price ever at the Art and Mentorship Program at awgroup.net. I hope you'll go check it out and join us, because the countdown is happening, you know, and we're down to the last few days. Love to have you. Now, let's see where this lightness of being will take me in a painting. I just had a great couple days. Family came, and we had a fun time. And so I'm interested in seeing how this will be interpreted in my art. We took a drive into Dutchess County, New York, which is really gorgeous, just simply gorgeous. Gorgeous land, gorgeous farmland, and we saw mountains. I don't know if they're the Catskills, I'm not sure just what they are, but we saw some mountains. And so I'd like to kind of try to interpret that. And if this will stay still and not move, let's get some brighter light in here. And see what we come up with. And that one just keeps wanting to slide. Okay, we'll just have to keep an eye on that. And see if we can get it. So what I've done is I have this canvas, and I've kind of marked off a little above center, you know, and I want to, and that just is just going to be little. There. Don't know what is with this. Let's hope it stays still. Okay. Okay. Oh, you know, this is live. You know, that's what it would always have this thing. Okay, now, I want to kind of put these mountains in to give myself some guidelines, kind of a thing. So I have a picture of what these mountains were, and I just want to, they were just way off in the distance, and they were pale, you know, and it was pretty incredible because we're saying those are like real mountains. Those are like peaks. Those are like high things off there in the distance. And so we'll just kind of give it something like that. And then there was another kind of a ridge that came down a little bit lower and was a little bit flatter and kind of had a dip and came off. And then there was still another area kind of coming in, different levels, different ranges almost, you know. And then this one came up about in through here and kind of something like that. And let's start with that and see where it takes us. So I hope you're in the picture. Okay. Now, for lightness, I'm thinking light tones. Kind of mixing a little bit of a little ultramarine, a little bit of a green, a bit of a white. I want to kind of get interesting tones kind of going on here. With this sky, it's a wonderful, pristine color. You know, it's just really cool. And then as it came down, it picked up a few other colors. So there was kind of we'll still want to keep it light. kind of lavenders and purples coming in. And very light. I love mixing colors. Mixing colors can just draw me into a painting. And that's what happened with that other one on Wednesday. And then there were these clouds that were coming in that were, let me try a different brush. And just very wispy. Just kind of very wispy coming through. No big thunderheads that day at all. It's all kind of following through. Follow that mountain line. Very pale. And it's great how, wispy clouds can get. They kind of move with the wind or something. After a storm, we're kind of between storms right now. And the skies are just wonderful. This is a very soft filbert brush that I love, that I've been practicing with and seeing what it does, and it's wonderful for blending and things like that. So we let some of the sky show through and then have this wispiness coming through. And now for the mountains, the way we saw them, it's as though they were the color of the sky, but just a little bit deeper. And I may even switch brushes again. Kind of follow through. It's like they came through, and you really had to kind of look for them. They were so close to the color of the sky. Try to follow that mountain line. Some brushes are stiffer than others, and you only learn about the brushes you have by using them, trying different things all the time. Kind of blend it down. Color going. When you blend colors, they all kind of work together a lot better. They seem to be a little deeper as they come down. You know, it's your brushes, it's how you hold your brushes, it's how you work with your brushes. It makes all the difference. Let's get that soft one back in here. And I love to work from my photographs. I mean, you work from your photographs, pictures you've seen, things you've actually experienced. It makes all the difference, you know. You're not doing somebody's English countryside or something like that. You're actually doing something you've seen, you've experienced. This gives your art more meaning. It becomes a part of your life. It becomes a part of your creative journey. And then the next level is deeper yet. So I'll take the same colors, and it's like a turquoise and ultramarine, and I'll add just a little bit of Prussian to get a deeper tone. You know, playing with colors, knowing what they'll do, getting deeper tones and knowing how to do that makes a big difference. Now again, this brush is going to be a little bit too big. I'm going to switch over to a softer, and take it actually off that big brush and start to work with it that way. Now, really, you know, use your brush, turn your brush in all different directions to make it work for you. And try to get this line in. I want it to be a little deeper. And this shows depth. This is depth of field. This is showing layers. It's creating perspective coming towards us. And things tend to be, you know, kind of at a distance. Or that's a good deep tone right there. Let's get a little more of that. Like that. These seem to be not as pointy, not as make it come across a bit depth. You know, you're always creating an illusion in a painting. You're creating something that looks like something else. There's all different ways to do that. Okay. That's pretty cool right there. And then, as we come down, the next level gets to turn into like a deep green kind of a tone. So I'm going to get a little stiffer brush and put some of these in water, let them soak a little bit. My blending brush, I just kind of wipe on a paper towel. And so I have these other brushes, a little smaller, and I'm going to use a deeper Viridian to the same colors. So we're mixing to get a deeper tone of the same colors we've been using right along. Let's see what we get here. Okay, so this is kind of this kind of a thing going on. And it's very dark at a distance. Get that even a little darker. This is like a tree line or something. All different things happening in through here. And over here we have something else. There's a little bit of, let's see. Oh, I see. There's a little lighter tone. I'll just kind of use a little glaze coming in through here, making it a little more interesting. This little piece right here kind of has a little lighter tone happening. So we'll just a little glaze of white over that. You know, sometimes the best tool is just your finger. Just carry it through. Okay, now we're back to this green. And it's very dark. Now this is looking like, where did I pick up white? This is looking like maybe trees coming up, kind of a thing. So, get my rounded brush. Kind of make it trees. And greens are so interesting. They kind of, something's rising up a little bit. Little things happening in here. Deeper tones, and then we'll get back to that tree line again. And to add some verticals through all these horizontals kind of breaks it up a bit. Gives it the feel things are going on here. And then through this darkness, it starts to kind of we start to see different greens coming in, different lighter tones happening. And put a few other tones in here, different greens. So it's like morphing into something as it gets closer to us, into more of a green And then we're going to add a little lemon yellow to that green and really start to lighten it up here as it gets closer. Yeah, this Dutchess County was pretty unique. A lot of horse towns, and you know where there's a horse town, they don't pave the streets. you know, they vote on not paving streets, so it's better for the horses. Just pretty interesting kind of a thing. I don't think you find that too much anymore these days, but it's pretty cool. And then other things happening. You know, you can add a little bit of a golden tone and get a green gold, and you get all kinds of other things happening then. You can buy green gold. Makes it a little more interesting here. Things coming through. And as it gets closer to us, you know, there's more lighter tones happening and things like that. And just for a little contrast, I'm going to put a few deeper things in over here. And there are trees. No, there are trees. Where shall we put the trees? Let's keep working down a little bit farther. Get a few more things happening in through here. The trees are kind of in my photo. They're kind of in the middle. And I don't know. That's exactly. Oh, there's all kinds of trees coming in through here. There's all kinds of things happening in through here. Different tones. Just kind of shake it up a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit of violet in the color. Lavender color. Things coming closer to us. Now, let's see. Let's put these trees in more like right there. And they come in, coming up in through here a bit. Trees. And when it gets to be darker trees and greener trees. And they come all the way in through here, and all the way in deep, dark trees, all the way down in through here. And they have patterns. They have patterns in them. So you want to look for the patterns and then pick up a little bit of a lighter tone in the patterns. So you can kind of see it's like all kind of connected to something. But they are darker. They are kind of like, the trees are kind of like the darkest thing we have going here. So let's keep them to the dark and bring them down in through here. You don't want them dead set in the center exactly, you know, but we want to kind of breaks up the landscape a bit, and that's good. And then the green shifts to some lighter tones. There's some contrast in here, and we'll get a little bit of a lighter something happening. You know, as things get closer to us, we start to see more things growing and more layers of activity happening, and then over here, really close to us, there's this whole area of, let's see what we can pick up here. Let's see if we can get a little paler. So we can get a good color going here. There's like grasses. There's like grasses happening. They're all different tones. They have yellow in the tips. It kind of brings our eye in. So the mountains are still, you know, like a cool focal point. Then we have all these things happening into here. You move your brush in the direction that things grow. And do the same thing with your pencil or whatever you have. You know, I like mixed media. You take a little bit of, oh, that wouldn't work. Let's kind of a yellow-green. These are real kind of detailed more than anything else is. Kind of makes it work. And then kind of go in with something and something even a little deeper. Just here and there. And to make these stand out, a bit of white oil pastel. The grasses, and a little bit of this in for the trees. You know, and it's your movement, your mark, makes it all work. It makes it a little bit more interesting. So I think that's about it for today. I'm going to step away and take a look at things and see. Let's make like an evergreen coming in through here. I'm going to step away and see, you know, there'll be maybe some details I'll add here and there to kind of lead our eye around. And so we have our mountains in the distance and this real wispy kind of light sky and all kinds of things happening. You know, I'll probably want to put in a little lake or something right in through here. That might be cool. Okay, I'm going to step away and come back to this tomorrow and see what I think of it then. And I thank you all so much for being here and joining me and for all of your comments and hearts and stars. So thanks so much for being here. See you soon.